Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's been like an honest 2 weeks. Okay, so earlier this week I had a box opening video. Um, Honestly, we did that before the break, so we didn't have any of the new information as far as what we're going to be doing. So that's what I want to tell you guys. I spent the last 2 weeks with Celestial and other of our duelist friends, and we were talking about the direction that this channel is going to go in. And currently, there's no indications that Speed Duel is quitting or continuing. Again, they're hyping up like the World Championship right now. So you gotta also remember there's also no new starter or structure decks announced yet either, which again is highly unusual, but it is what it is. As far as what we're going to do for content here, I'm going to continue to honor requests as I, check them off the list to builds for you guys, obviously. As you guys saw before the break, we bought a Korean Dungeon Dice Monster set. Technically, I got another one on the way. I've also got another surprise that'll be here after that as well. So expect Dungeon Dice Monsters to become a semi-regular thing for the channel, at least for a little while. This will probably kick up mid-July, as far as when we're going to start releasing the videos. So we're going to show you guys how to play it cheap, which I think is actually the most important part, because this is actually kind of expensive. These are like $30 a playset. And again, they do not look 100% like the American releases I remember. The print products do, like the rulebook, the Monster Lord tokens, the damage tokens, the physical cards, the dungeon path, even like the dungeon mat itself. But it's once you get into the figures, you'll start to see like this Knight of Twin Swords, right? Yeah, Knight of Twin Swords. The bottom's different. He doesn't have the bit that he was supposed to. It's got the KT for the Korean. His cape is brown instead of another shade of pinkish purple. Just is what it is. It does not change the playability of the game, but we are going to show you guys a couple of things that you can do, as far as just other ways to enjoy it and do so on a budget. Because while those guys might be relatively cheap, and again, buying two of those doesn't sound like a bad idea, you'll end up with, I think it's 20 dungeon spaces, 2 sets of dice, 4 of the dual crest abacus, and a full 2 sets of the cards. Individuals, I want to challenge you guys, just go to eBay, avoid anything that says custom. I've got one of those on the way. I'm going to show you guys what happened there. But avoid the custom ones, look for the official ones, and look for figure and card. And you're going to notice that even like characters that you wouldn't think would be worth anything, because of the novelty, because of Yu-Gi-Oh's star power, because of the amount of time out of print it's been. Even figures like Kanon the Sword Mistress are retailing like $30 to $50 by itself. So it's goofy, but if you want to spend $120 to play Dark Magician in this format, you guys do you. I'm not going to stop you guys, but I do want to help you guys. I want to help you guys get the most bang for your buck and just be able to put the whole thing into a box, sort of like a board game. So Dungeon Dice, we're going to have some stuff with Dungeon Dice Monsters coming up. Other formats that we used to do. Common Charity. I've asked my friends. They really can't find Common Charity decks online. I don't know if people are just uninterested when they're looking at Time Wizard formats like Edison format and Scapegoat format, and they're just not loving it. Personally, I thought it was a great way to play the game. It's a good... it's sort of a take on Magic the Gathering's Pauper format, where they only allow cards that are printed as common. But if they were to translate that to Yu-Gi-Oh, then it would be like cards that were never printed as a rare either. So for Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously certain cards will be rarity locked. Not just because, like, again, I've got some Speed Duel cards here. It's not just that Ancient Gear Golem is locked because he's a secret rare here. Originally, he was an ultra rare in the Lost Millennium. But even though there are common prints in pauper format, they would not allow it. Which is, again, they cycle stuff out, everything else. They don't tend to put errata to their cards. I don't know. It's just the way that their game functions, or what. They're able to keep their card the same for 20 years at a time. But for Yu-Gi-Oh, it means that until the card is printed as a common, it's effectively locked out of the game. And again, this genuinely makes certain decks more playable, and it keeps certain top tier things out. So it's cool. And again, you can mix and match that with any of the Time Wizard formats. That would be fine. I've still got decks to add to the draft because we're building my own cube draft. We've been arguing a list of cards to go into the packs. And I've got one of those packs sitting right over here, so we can go ahead and just kind of give you guys the example. So we bought these Dragon Shields because these are mini deck boxes. They hold 20 sleeved cards, and these are perfect for cube draft. Right now, the only 3 cards officially in the draft are the 3 Egyptian God cards. So there's a Winged Dragon of Ra, 1 Slifer, and 1 Obelisk. And again, since they are all the exact identical type of box, there's no telling what's in what. We do have a small list of cards that are going to start going into these. But we've started getting everybody's schedules lined up to where we can actually start clashing the structure decks at base before we start revealing the cards going into the format. So we are going to be moving forward with that. Yu-Gi D&D, we're going to be bringing that back. For those of you who know, a little while ago, I split off. I did another channel, Casual DM. You could still find it. I'm going to leave the videos up in perpetuity. Or as long as YouTube allows me. And the reason is I don't really feel like trying to port over a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter to Yu-Gi-Oh players. I would like to show you guys how to add Yu-Gi-Oh to your D&D if that's what you're going to be doing. And long story short, let me give you some bullet points. Let me let you into my real world. This last November, we found out that my mom was terminal with cancer. And because of that, somebody had to take in my brother. He's neurodivergent. He's a wonderful human being. I had to do a lot of paperwork, a lot of running around, and a lot of real-world stressful stuff. So I had to stop uploading from one of my channels. And I chose the D&D channel because it was newer. There wasn't as much content. And I felt like I could slip back into it. It's not going to happen. But what has happened is, like, my brother's good. He's safe. He's healthy. Yes, our mother passed. We made our peace with that. And then we're finally at a place where, like, I can start doing more and more and more for the channel again because everything's become more routine again. So he's a perfect addition to our household. And, yeah, don't mean to, like, bring down the mood, but, like, he helps me with D&D, believe it or not. He helps me build the dungeons for my friends to, sweat through. And he's been helping out a little bit with the Yugi D&D portion. We've been talking about how we could add certain cards and concepts into it. And I'm proud to bring some of that to you guys from him. So I think that'll be fun, number 1. 2, I'm never going to stop playing D&D, but I'm definitely not going to be doing the amount of product reviews and stuff that I was trying to do. Even though I have all the stuff, I could seriously just either A, do it again, or B, just re-upload the footage. It is what it is, and I don't want to like data spam you guys to where you guys are like, what do you mean he uploaded 25 videos today? And then you find out they're from like last year. So that said, we're going to do that. It's going to be a once in a while thing. Generally only when there's something good to be said or something fun to be done. But there's so much in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can be translated straight to D&D, it's not even funny. And I think, like, really the last thing that we need to worry about is I want to talk about what these cards all have in common. Okay? Because this is actually really cool. I've heard other duelists have done something like this. but I've been wanting to build my old collection back, and so I'm going to do this. All of these cards have one thing in common. I'll let you guys pause the video. I want you guys to guess in the comment section. The first comment that gets it right, I'm going to pin to the top. So go ahead, take your guess. All right. If you said they all debuted in the first set of Yu-Gi-Oh!, you'd be correct. These are all cards from Legend of Blue Eyes. What's great about this set and Yu-Gi-Oh! History in general, we got our first set 3 weeks before we got our first starter decks. And then we'd have those, I think it was 3 months before our first restrictions list. Why do I know this? Because we've been sort of researching it. We're going to do something called a progressive play. We are going to start at the beginning of the card game, and we are going to talk about every set, every expansion, when things were released. Sort of like a big old history lesson about Yu-Gi-Oh! And then at the same time, we're going to build decks for that time period using the restrictions and cards that were available then. Now, you'll notice this Exodia is common. This is from Legendary Deck Collection 2. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and buy a whole bunch of LOBs. I'd love to, but that would be terrible on the budget. This is already going to be costly enough. But to buy the original cards that were actually out then, as opposed to just playing cards that were out then, doesn't make any sense. So, like, again, that Celtic Guardian was a super rare. It's fine. Mystical Elf, super rare. Spirit of the Heart, regular rare. Blue Eyes, ultimate rare. Trihorn, secret rare. Exodia, well, all the pieces, ultra rare. We're going to talk about everything you guys could have done, should have done, and I'm actually going to leave a deck built at every ban list. So, similar to how you guys play, Edison and Scapegoat, we are going to build all the formats in a progressive playstyle. And again, since we're getting everybody's schedules more lined up, it's going to be much easier to do the actual, dual footage. So we'll be able to present decks. And I've got a question. This is a question for you guys. I mean, and I would like you guys to answer this one in the comments. When we do this, because this isn't an if, I've already ordered cards. I've got cards orders coming in, simultaneously as we're filming this. I'm expecting another 2 of them today. When we get to starter decks, I know that 3 times decks are sort of like a modern concept in Yu-Gi-Oh! This was not something that we used to check back then. We used to build them, for sure, but we didn't really make the videos. Would you guys like me to make the videos in a time period setting? So what I mean by that is you have 3 copies of starter deck Yu-Gi in a 3 times time period where nothing is restricted. Do you guys want that deck? Or do you guys want it as a deck based towards you trying to play it today? Because again, that's just not going to work. So I'll make it if that's what you want. But if you guys want 3 times decks, I would like to maybe make them for the time periods. I'm not going to buy separate cards just for those, but those cards will be black sleeved when I build those decks, and those are decks that will go into my collection, or the cards will go into my main collection anyway, because technically I have played all those cards. So I do want to know from you how you guys want me to proceed with that. So that's exciting. So just recap. Progressive Yu-Gi-Oh! From day 1 till, I either run out of funds or you guys all stop watching the channel, which I don't think is going to happen. Dungeon Dice Monsters, because, Dungeon Dice Monsters. More draft, more common charity, more duel videos, more speed duel. Did I miss anything? Yu-Gi D&D. Obviously, we got some rants that are getting ready to go. I'm looking forward to opening some packs this next month. Obviously, Exodia is getting a new set. And a whole brand new supportive archetype. So clearly I want to get in on that. You guys tell me, did I miss anything? Is there anything else that you guys want to see now that I'm back? You let me know. Come back, what is it? Today's Wednesday, so it'll be Friday. I've got a starter deck that we're going to be adding to the draft. And then like Saturday, Sunday-ish, I will be doing a 3x build. And then we'll see where we get from there, okay? So for now, my friends, do the things. Do all the things. You guys made me super happy. You guys gave me the vacation. I hope that you guys have all, enjoyed having a break from my voice. But we're back. We're going to make you guys some more videos. Enjoy your day. Like, comment, sub, or just go have a great day. Your choice. See you later, guys.